Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to another episode of What We Do for Money, episode 9. Wow, here is Jessie trying to get the attention of Zane, and she was all cuddled up on him, and Zane was fast asleep, but she didn't allow him to just, rest. And Zane pushed her apart and was like, I'm tired. Please allow me to sleep. I am very, very tired. I'm very, very tired. And Jesse was like, this is the same thing you've been saying for the past 1 week now that you're tired. You're tired. I need you. I need you. I need you. You can't be telling me this that you're tired. Please, we need to talk. We really need to talk. And he kept on pushing her, and she was like, please, let's talk. We really need to talk. I want us to talk. Please. Then Zane turned. And as he turned, he sat up. And and she was like, it was like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Said about. She now said about us. Now said, okay, please, I am tired. I need to sleep. Please, I am begging you. I am tired. I'm very, very tired. I need to sleep. Then she was like, no, we need to talk. Uh, I just want us to talk about our social media influencing. And people are really, really talking. People are talking. You've not reposted our engagement videos again. And it was like, I'm tired. I am not interested. I'm not interested anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And she was like, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to say? I said, I am not interested. I'm not interested in anything that has to do with social media again. Please, spare me. Then she was like, so this is what you're saying, Nabi? This is what you're saying. It's the same social media that made you who you are today, that gave you the money you have today, that made your brand, that took your brand to that level where your brand is today. And you're telling me that you're not interested anymore. You're not interested anymore. And I was like, really? What are you trying to insinuate here? And she was like, you know what? My friends told me. My friends told me that I should not do joint influencing, that I should go solo. But I said, no, I need to help you. I need to help you. Are you saying that? What are you trying to say? I don't get you. And she was like, are you now telling me that you are not interested in me anymore? That you don't want to have anything to do with me anymore? You don't want to have anything to do with me anymore? And he was like, no. He said, this same influencing is what made you who you are, is what got you to where you are. And you're telling me this. You're telling me this. I was warned. I was really, really warned. But I didn't listen. And now this is exactly what they said that is happening. And he was just looking at her. I was like, what are you trying to say? Don't try and create any issue out of this. Don't create any issue out of this. If you continue like this, I'm going to leave this room for you. And she was like, hey, what are you trying to say? You want to leave this room? You want to leave this room? And it was like, you are taking it the wrong direction. You're taking it the wrong direction. And since you don't want me to stay in peace in this room, I am leaving this room for you. I am leaving this room for you. And he packed the pillow and the duvet and he stood up and left. She was calling out to him, but he didn't answer her and he left. Here is another day. Jessie instructing her assistant to pack the clothes gently. And she was like, why is this one rumpled? Why is this clothes rumpled? And the assistant was trying to apologize to her that she will make it right, that she's going to straighten it up. And she was like, hey, why are you doing this? You're so incompetent. And she was talking to her rudely. And the assistant, all she could do was to apologize to her. And she was just, she was very rude. Please, guys, as we human, we should be careful the way we treat people that work for us. The fact that they came to work under us doesn't mean that they are less of you. They may not have the opportunity that you had that got you to where you are, but that doesn't mean that they too they won't get there. Treat people right. Treat people with kindness because you don't know where you guys will meet again. How you treat your staffs, how you treat people that work for you matters a lot. Please. And she was talking to her rudely, yelling at her, but she still apologized. The assistant kept apologizing to her. Then she started giving her the information that, okay, this is what we're doing today. These are the places we're going to today, and this is what I want you to do. While she was instructing her assistant, the fiance, Zain, was walking down the staircase and, he was walking towards her, and she kept on instructing the assistant. Then he walked closer to her, and when he got closer to her, Jessie acted as if nobody was beside her, as if she didn't know that someone was standing beside her. And she kept on instructing the assistant while Zain waited for her to finish. And Zain even tried touching her and she reluctantly pushed him aside. Then when she pushed him aside, she continued with what she was saying. Then after she was done, she told the assistant that she wants to go and have a bath. Then Zain moved closer to her to give her a peg. And she pushed him and she even waved his mouth away from her. And Zain was all embarrassed. And he was like, why would you do this in front of your assistant, for crying out loud? And when he said that, she didn't even give him a second for him to talk. And she just walked out of him. And he felt embarrassed. He felt so embarrassed. She ignored him totally. She ignored him. And he just walked out of the sitting room and went to where he was going to. While the assistant was wondering, and she stared at him, and at the same time she was just looking. I'm sure what will be going on in her mind is, what kind of a human being is this woman? Why would she be treating a partner the way she did? And she just carried what she was arranging and just left the place and went to where she was sent. Here is Zain in his office, trying to get some documents ready. Then his PA walked into him and told him about a client that they were meant to have today, and he told that okay, the client should come in, that he should allow her to come in, and the client walked in, and as she walked in, they greeted. She walked in majestically. Then he stood up and he was surprised to see who the client was. Then they greeted. He offered her a seat. Then she walked in to where the seat is, and she took her seat. Then they started talking. They started talking about what she wanted, and she was just telling him that okay, she has a client, and her client made an order for designer outfits, for a designer costume that he wants to use for his birthday, and she's going to be needing like five different types, that three for his photo shoot and two for the main event. And she kept on talking to him about it, and he was like, okay, I have some design here, let me show you the ones I have. And he was searching for it on his tab. Then while he was searching for it, she was waiting, and when he got it, he showed it to her and was like, okay, make your pick. And they were both scrolling and checking it. Then while they were checking, he was telling her about the outfits, and he now made a request that okay, why not tell your client to come down for fitting? And all she said was that, oh, my client is not in the States, he's outside the country. And he was like, where? She was like, okay, he's in US. And he was like, oh, really? Okay, we'll make do with it without him. And he kept on showing her, and he was showing her everything. Then she said she picked some and said she liked them. And when they continued, and she was like, oh, that she's a very big fan of his, that is of his work, that she even got two costume fabric made by his brand, and she got it for her fiance then, and he loved it. She says she has been following him ever since they started their brand, that she's a big fan of his brand. And he was like, oh really? And did your fiance love it? And she was like, oh, he really, really loved it. He really, really loved it. And she said something, and then she was like, oh, even though the relationship lasted only for 7 months after, and he was apologizing to her, and she was like, no, 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 there's no need to apologize. Not all relationship leads to marriage. And moreover, we enjoyed ourselves, and we were happy. But not all relationship leads to marriage. That was what she told him. And he was all as in he was impressed by what she said. He was very, very impressed by what she said. And they continued talking. They continued talking about the fabrics and the design that she would love our, our clients to have, you know. And she was telling him about the brand, what she would love. Then he now asked, okay, that okay, if you say so, then they kept on talking. He kept up showing her different designs, and they were discussing about the materials, about the design, and how the costume is going to go. That was the discussion. And here is Jessie. She just arrived at the place where she's going to, and she came down from her car while she was putting a call through to Zane. But Zane was ignoring her call, and she was furious. She was angry, and assistant asked her a question, that what happened, and she yelled at her. She yelled at her that what is her own business? What her business with whatever she's doing or whatever call she's making? And why is she asking a rhetorical questions? And the assistant felt bad. I could see it. Please, when people work for you, treat them right. You are there today, doesn't mean you will be there tomorrow. People evolves. Please treat people that work for you right, not because of now. It's for future purpose. And she felt bad, and here's the office again. She has seen some outfit that she loved, and she was going through it again while Zane was staring at her in amusement. That what kind of a woman is this? Then he now told her that okay, if you don't like those ones, that I can send some to you on your phone. And she was like, okay, that would be nice, but I would like us to schedule another meeting for another day, maybe a Saturday after today, after the day that they met. And he was like, okay, that's all good. It's all fine by me. It's all fine by me. But what is your Instagram handle? And she gave it to him at Harriet dot, stylist. Then he went to check it, and while he was checking it, she was busy looking at the costume that she has picked for her client. Then what struck him was that he didn't see any of her pictures. Then he was not like, wow, wow. So you branded Kofi, the Ghanaian artist. And she said yes. And he was like, oh, you even brand celebrities. Wow, this is lovely. And it was like, but there's no picture of you in all this, in all your pictures on the Instagram. And she was like, you know what? My Instagram page, my social life is social life. That social media is majorly for business. That she does not put her private life on social media. And it was wild. I was like, wow, see someone like me. I'm sure that was what was going on in his mind, that wow. So people like this exist, that they don't want to put their private life on social media. And she was like, yeah, my private life is my private life. I don't need to put my private life on social media. My business My social media is majorly for my business, and my business will speak for me. I don't need to put my private life on social media. Yes, girl, tell them. You don't need to put your private life on social media before you make it. Social media is a business place. It's a business place where you either teach people, you help people, and you pass out information to people. It is not for you to pass out your personal or private issues. Social media is majorly for what? Business. And that was what she said. And he was smiling. And she was like, yeah, it's strictly for business. So I don't do my private life on social media. And she was like, okay, since that will be all, um, we'll see. We already have a date, right? We already have a date. So, and he was still wondering the kind of human being she is. He was just wondering, and I'm sure he had already fallen for her. He had already fallen for her. If you can see what is written all over his face, you will know when someone has fallen for someone. Then, she kept on talking. Then afterwards, she carried a bag and was like, okay, she's leaving. That we already have a date. And please don't disappoint. Then he was like, no, no, we will not, I will not disappoint you. So one, it is by one we'll meet on Saturday. And she stood up and he stood up also to bid her farewell. And she extended a hand to him for an handshake. But what happened was that he took the hand and instead of he shaking the hand, he gave her a peck on her hand, on her hand, and looking at her seductively. And she too, she smiled and she just walked away and flaunted herself and walked out of the office while Zane was all loved up. He was already falling for her and he was just smiling. And the smile that came with the way he's smiling and he's all, you will know that this guy is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Here is Jessie flaunting a ring, telling her fans all that happened about their engagement, the proposal, and all. And she was like, she didn't even know. She didn't know that he just came. And although she was sensing it, but she didn't really know that that was how it's going to be. And she was just telling them everything and flaunting a ring, telling them that, oh, diamond, my diamond ring, that diamond is a girl's friend. And she was just talking and happy, flaunting it, flaunting it. Yes, you've gotten the ring, but you getting the ring, does it make you stay? Nah. The fact that you've gotten the ring, the fact that he has engaged you, hmm, does not mean you guys are going to stay forever. There are some things that we need to understand that, yes, fine, you've gotten to the stage where he gave you the ring. But at the same time, you need to do some things with wisdom to keep it going, to keep the relationship. Yeah, to keep the relationship. Some people they feel because okay, he has proposed to me and he has given me the ring. Now I've gotten him. Yes, you've gotten him, but at the same time, it can slip off your hands. That is one thing you need to know. You need to, you need to keep it. Yes, you've done everything, you've gotten it. But you have to do other things also to keep it, to keep whatever thing you've got, to keep your man. Yes, normal conflict will happen, but you attend to whatever conflicts that happens between you guys with wisdom. That is what I have to say. And she was just flaunting, telling her friends about it. Then she she realized that Zane walked in as at that time. So she told them that okay, I'll gist you guys later. I gotta go. And she ended up and Zane sat down Then when Zane sat down, Zane requested her to help him get a glass of water. But instead of her doing that, all she did was talking to him and telling him that the fans are worried about him, that they are and she was like, they are asking about your whereabouts and they want to know what's up with you. And he was like, I've been busy. I am busy. What I'm doing right now is I'm busy. I'm planning on how to make to grow my brand. That is what it's all about now. And as it is now, I don't have time for social media anymore. I don't have time for social media anymore. And she was like, but they are asking. And even our joint account that I've been the only one doing, I've been the only one posting. And they've been asking, they've been wondering that what's up with you. And they want to know what's up with you. And it was like, I am busy. I'm busy building my brands right now. I'm busy building my brands right now. And I don't want anything. I am tired of all this couple shenanigan, childish things. I don't like it. I don't want it anymore. And she was like, you're telling me that you don't want it anymore. Now it's now a shenanigan. And it was like, I don't want it anymore. I am busy with other things. What is on my mind right now is to grow my brand, to take my brand to a higher level. That is what is on my mind now. That is what I am after now. And she was staring at him. That, that's what is on my mind now. And she smiled. That, oh, really? Now the social media now that has gotten you to where you are now is now a shenanigan. It is now a childish thing. Is that what you're trying to say? And I said, no, you're getting it all wrong. You're getting it all wrong. Don't take it to that side. And she was like, you know what? If you're not interested in me again, let me know. Tell me to my face and not you using other things to cover up. Because right now you're telling me that you're not interested in me anymore. You're not interested in whatever thing I do anymore. But this same thing was what took you and brought you to where you are now, gave you all that you have now. And it was like, what are you trying to insinuate? That is not what I am trying to say. That is not what I am saying. That's not what I am saying. Hear me right. And you were like, now you're saying this. You're saying this. This is the same thing that gave you what you have now. And now you're saying you don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. You don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. And they warned me. They warned me, but I didn't listen. Now, what my friends said are what you're doing, are what is happening now. If I had flight solo, it would have been better. It would have been better. Now you're doing this. And he was like, please come off it. That is not what I meant. Stop twisting what I said. Stop twisting my words. And she smiled. And he too smiled. Then he kept on talking and was like, your guy walked in. Now, why is it that you like fighting? You like creating problems. You like creating fights. And she was like, I'm not creating fight with you. I'm not creating any problem for you. And he was like, yes, you are. Your guy walked in looking tired. You did not even say, okay, guy, welcome. You did not offer him water. You did not even offer him food. And here you're bombarding him with things about your social media. Please, who does that? Who does that? And he kept on talking to her and telling her that at least you will allow me to rest. At least you will offer me water, you offer me food. And all you could say is the social media, the fans. Then she was like, hey. And he was still talking. He was still telling her. And he was like, I'm tired of all this. I am tired of all this. Then he asked her again that she should please help him to get water. And Jessie acted as if nothing happened, as if nobody was talking. She ignored him totally. And while she was acting as if nothing was happening, she was stamping her feet on the floor. She was stamping her feet and still ignored him, acted as if it does not exist. And she kept on like that. Please, guys, kindly go to the comment section and just tell me what Jessie did or what she's doing right now. What do you think she's doing the right thing? And where do you think she's getting it all wrong? Please share your view. I would like to learn from you guys also. And my advice to we women is that we should be careful with our relationship. We should be careful with our relationship. We should be sensitive enough to know when it is right for us to make some request or to say some things. We should be sensitive to our partner's need. Now I'm talking generally. We should all act sensitively to our partners. What? Find out, okay, this person, as he is right now, is this the right time for me to tell him this? Is this the right time for me to say some things? Ask yourself that questions. Don't just put it up like that. Study him. Get to know his moods before you say some certain things. It will go a long way in helping your relationship. That is what I have to say. And please, guys, I am waiting for your comments. I want to hear from you guys also. I want to learn from you guys. We are here to learn from one another. Please, I want to learn from you, but I want to hear from your own view also. If you've not liked our channel, kindly do so by pressing the like button. And if you've not subscribed to our channel, also do so by pressing the subscribe button. And also follow us for more on this series. Thank you. Till we meet again. It's a bye for now.